Hello, I'm Joe McDonald. This is One Sock, and this is Big Mac's Battle Blog. So, we are live from my new location. Got the old unit flag up there. So, yeah, I thought I'd give you guys some information on what's been going on about continued support for the unit over the last weeks while I've been on holiday and not making videos, and what we've got in store for the future and how you guys can help with that. Because even though I'm no longer on contract with the 34th Marines, I am still intending to, with your support, keep what we built going. I was on the phone to Harley this morning, for instance, and he's like, oh, someone's offered us a couple of cars for free. Does your unit want one? And I've found this Mitsubishi Shogun, and it's at good miles. I'm going to do a little bit of repair work on it, but it's done less than 100,000 miles, and it's under £3,000. I'm like, all right, sound, So I called the boss. We're maxed out. Thanks to your guys' help, my unit has all the cars it needs currently. Now, quite a lot of them are under repair. Again, this is news of what's been going on. Currently, we've got the Mazda, the Toyota Prada, the Mitsubishi Shogun, the green Hilux are all needing to be repaired, and we've got a minivan. So they're all either being repaired, have just been repaired, or need to be repaired. And we've got a Toyota minivan that's a Previa, and we need to fit an Avensis engine in it. So that's its own problem, because the American fighter pilot, sorry Americans, but he claimed to be a fighter pilot, and he clearly fucking wasn't. Fucked up the car, driving it while the engine was making a noise and ignoring things, So that's, there's a lot of expenses for vehicles. Ukraine is tough on cars, and so are combat missions, No one's worried about potholes and stuff like that when you're in drone land and mortar land, you fucking drive as quick as you can, which is why 4x4s are important and stuff. So, that's something that, over the last, I think like about 10 to 12 days ago, just before my boss has just been on holiday and he's just got back. So just before he went on holiday, I handed over 2 lots of 29,000 hryvnia. Calculate that, it's about, what is that, like 1,500 quid, thereabouts. So that was about 2 weeks ago, and about 10 days ago, and about 2 weeks before that, I handed over 50,000, and that was just, again, more car repairs, new tyres on one of the vehicles, and a load of stuff for the drone. We've got 3D printers at the drone workshop, making little bits and all the components, solder, all that kind of shit, components from China. And then, so what Big Mac's Battle Blog supports, basically, is the vehicles for an entire platoon plus within the battalion. Right, there's other platoons that have got vehicles from our efforts, from my efforts and your efforts helping me, and the organisations and charities that have helped us as well, like Protect Ukraine, Netherlands for Ukraine, Mission Ukraine, Eyes on Ukraine, Jeeps for Peace, etc. Sorry if I've missed you in that little moment, but yeah. So we support a bomb making workshop, right? In fact, 2. One were captured Russian unexploded munitions and captured stuff, etc., is deactivated, and then another one where it gets turned into drone suitable munitions. So that's one of the things we do. We support a FPV and Mavic fixing workshop. We also, we have all the cars, and then we've got, I shouldn't say how many, but more than one Baba Yaga team and more than one FPV team, a few FPV teams, and then like a dozen Mavic teams who all drop small bombs as well. So yeah, your support, produces a consistent amount of dead orcs week in, week out. And it keeps soldiers safe. It keeps them in vehicles that we've had. You know, we've got like little thermal cameras that we bought that work on FPV. That, like, you know what? With a little fucking screen, all our cars can have thermals so they can drive at night. You know, and then it's other things like, you know, camouflage for the vehicles, the nets, the fucking heat resistant thing to like cover the bonnet area so you've less of a signature when you're parked up and stuff like that. You know, all of that stuff, the night vision that all the drivers have now in that platoon, the thermal sights we've got on some of our weapons because it's nice to, and the thermal monoculars, you know, because there's times when drones don't work, but it's still good to be able to keep an eye on what's coming across the river, you know, and what's in that new spooky fucking place you've been sent to work today. So yeah, with my help and with my sort of negotiating and the donations you guys have given me and the help of the organisations, like around $400,000 of aid has gone into Kherson over the last 2 years, down to me, this channel, you guys' help, and the organisations who supported me. And as I said, that has produced results, and it's produced a lot more results than I have been able to show on the channel. Now, what I'm going to do now is show you a bunch of recent results, and I'm going to do some talking over it. So we're going to see some Mavic work, we're going to see some FPV work, and we're going to see some Baba Yaga work, and we're also going to see some footage from a fixed wing drone that we have got a relatively new team using, and although they're very experienced pilots with other drone systems, and that is one of the first times that our platoon has actually helped, you know, directly coordinate artillery strikes with yeah, anyway, one of the first times, not the first time, but one of, at least for this team it was the first time, so that's awesome, you know. So yeah, enjoy. Anyway, I might come back and do some more talking in a minute. So here you can see footage from our new fixed wing team. I'm not going to say exactly what kind of drone it is, but it is from foreign aid. It isn't a Ukrainian produced drone. Relatively affordable for the sort of NATO pricing you expect, but still way more expensive than it needs to be. And as you can see, the camera is around the same quality as what you get on a Mavic Enterprise, but it can fly further. So as you can see, we've spotted guys in the forest and then spotted an artillery gun. As you saw, there was a hit there. That was from one of our FPVs. Fortunately, we couldn't get any artillery at the time. And more footage of the position we found from a different angle there. So yeah, hopefully other times we'll have better cooperation with artillery, but you know, the fact that our own FPVs are able to carry out strikes at around the 30-kilometer mark, oh look at them run, you know, is great. So yeah, here's a bit of Baba Yaga footage. I apologise for the quality, but yeah, I wish I had more of this. I should have spoke to the team, but yeah, we're just deleting a house there. Goodbye house. Yeah, no more people in that. And yeah, you know, pretty much more of the same here, you know. So yeah, that's like 2, 3, 4 orcs per house usually. So, you know, they keep sending them in the same old way. We keep knocking them down. Now onto the Mavic footage. Now we've got quite a bit of this. What we're using is the Mavics, sometimes as observation and sometimes as you see here, as bombers themselves. In the day, we used to be really restricted on the amount of drones we had, amount of Mavic thermals we had to, we were down. I remember a time we were down to one for a whole battalion. It was awful, but we recovered for a bit. Now we have enough for them to use in the day, and they're very good. As you can see, the heat signatures of the enemy are clearly visible under the trees. So foliage, even in the day, is no protection from these things. So, even a very, very well camouflaged sniper would be easy for us to spot. Thermal protective clothing and blankets and highs all exist, but eventually the heat builds up and it bleeds, or you take off a glove and all we need to do is see that glow from the hand and, that's you. So, and as you can see, the guys are using the sort of fusion setting on it for spotting the guys through the foliage in the day. And it appears, that's their preference. A lot of people, when you're working at night, go for like black hot or white hot or red hot, usually black hot I've seen. But in the day, it appears that fusion thermal is the one for spotting that enemy movement beneath the trees. This is just bread and butter work for the guys now on all the different Mavic teams we have. Some of the guys have recently started combining, as we used to do with Misha and Limbo. We had FPV and Mavic, so we've got more teams that are doing that now as well. But just our straight Mavic teams are all like highly skilled bombers. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, I don't know exactly what that is. That was some random screen of something I screenshotted. Probably trying to buy something in Ukraine. Oh yeah, little bit of Baba Yaga there, I think. So again, more Mavic footage from the night. As you can see, these little telltale spots under the foliage are Russians moving around. And again, I believe that was part of the sort of larger push on the bridge that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago. I mean, what can I say? Well, do I sound bored? Yeah, I am a bit fucking bored of watching footage of Russian infantry getting killed. I almost feel sorry for the poor bastards getting sent to die in the same shitty, pointless attacks, but that's what Russia does. Doesn't care about its own guys at all. Another night little dropping small munitions under the trees there. Must be 30 a day we chew up on the islands in Kherson. And sorry, I apologise for that bad clip there, but we're back into the FPV footage now. A lot of this is our main pilot. I'll call him Soprano because he'll know who I mean, but you guys won't. And he's absolutely brilliant, really, really good at controlling a heavy drone at slow speeds, as you're going to see, and getting it right into the window. Bombs do so much more damage when you get them just inside the building. Against the outside of a wall, you'd be surprised how resistant it is. But once you get them inside, well, as you can see, that's what happens. Whoever was hiding in there is hors de combat at the very least. Again, more of the same. It's like a month of these clips I've saved up, and some, not all of them are safe for work as it is, but again, nice successful hit there, big just damage to the structure. It's as important, there's only so many decent structures to use, so it's as important to destroy the position as it is the men in it. Sometimes you destroy the position, it can't be used again. Lovely, calm, slow approach here, getting it inside the patio and into the house, and again see what the Mavic footage gives us. Oh, Did we not get a Mavic video of that? Well, if that thing went off, it would have worked. And yeah, into a entrance to a trench system. Oh, seems like it's quite a relatively small munition we used on that. But again, even if it doesn't result in a kill, if it's an accurate shot on a position, it has a demoralising effect, and also, you know, makes people question whether they can use that structure safely anymore. You know, it makes the bastards keep their heads down, at least. Oh, fucking hell. Right. And we're back. So yeah, I had a friend over yesterday. My new place in Kyiv. Actually a Finnish dude, one of the Legion originals. So it was nice to see him alive and well enough. So yeah, here we've just got some footage of the Kardashinka Island area, but a little FPV strike. And again, some footage of our newest and best FPV pilot, well, second newest and best FPV pilot, young Ukrainian guy, super good at flying the drones slowly, and that, you know, makes the difference. As you can see here, you know, he's approached the target, he's slowed right down, and now he's getting it around this bush. You can see there's wires and stuff in the area as well, and into the door of the garage, guaranteeing that this looks like we'd already hit the doors of that, guaranteeing. And by the way, if you don't see an explosion, especially when cars are involved or buildings, quite often that means we could just be using an incendiary. So our aim is not to blow up the place, but rather set it on fire, guaranteeing destruction. So yeah, fire's great for destroying equipment, electronics, all that kind of stuff, you know. So that's very often why we do it. Again, more FPV strikes here. Gonna get a bit grisly this bit. So yeah, the Russians had landed some guys there, and we hit him with FPVs and Mavics, and yeah, you're going to see some of the aftermath in a second. So if you don't like seeing wounded and dead people, probably time to turn the video off or go and make yourself a cup of tea. But yeah, they made a very bold daylight move on one of our positions, and we dealt with them with yeah, maximum prejudice, basically. So yeah, and you're just seeing more and more of that now. I think fucking just under that tree there is one of them, but you can't quite see him in the shadow. The next shot, I think, pretty much reveals that. Like I say, it's not very nice. If you want to, yeah, if you want to turn off, I recommend that you do. But yeah, war isn't pretty. So yeah, while we wait for the horror to turn up, I'm in Kyiv. Hopefully this week I'm going to be making some first moves. Yeah, well, yeah, that's him, but not quite. As you can see, he's not quite out the fucking game yet. Still got his rifle and stuff. By the way, some of these videos are sort of like put together in the wrong order, so it might make the context seem a little bit weird, but there you go. I'm not the best video editor, and I get sent a lot of these clips from the guys. So yeah, this is just a fraction of the work we've done over the last month. By the way, there's been a hell of a lot more hits than this, but I just can't, yeah, for various reasons, we can't show all of it. Yeah, that position's on fire, guy trying to get away from it, you know. He's having a bad day, obviously. Again, war, not nice. Don't invade places if you don't want that to happen to you. And yeah, just a bit of a overview of the position from above there. So, you know, they tried it on, we fucked them up, you know. It's funny, it seems the island has actually dried out enough for kind of like some kind of holes along the beach now. It wasn't like that when I was there. It was just everything was a sodden swamp still. And yeah, looks, I think this is a repeat. Oh no, that's just, we just hit the same place again to fucking, yeah, finish them off. So yeah, worth pointing out that it is literally impossible to take prisoners on the islands for either side because the boats would get hit. So yeah, neither side takes prisoners on the islands. Not a nice place. Again, another FPV, bam, into the garage door. I think that might be the video of the what knocked the doors off, where we set fire to the car with an incendiary earlier. And yeah, again, you can see with the smoke coming out the roof that like he got it inside the building as well. Makes a huge difference, you know, huge difference to the effectiveness of the explosion. So yeah, we've just been fucking pasting the orcs recently. You know, now we got more FPV teams online, we got more Baba Yaga teams online, you know, and yeah, even our Mavic teams are exacting a heavy toll on the guys. So yeah, there we go. That's what Big Mac's Battle Blog is all about, and hopefully with your support will continue to be. You know, I mentioned some of the costs in Rivners before, but essentially, to summarise things for people, to keep the unit going, and it's a unit that is set to expand, so technically I could have like 3 times as many drone pilots and teams to look after relatively soon. You know, we need, right now it's between about $3,000 and $10,000 a month I spend on the unit. Now $3,000 seems to be like the baseline. Like, something will break through the course of the month, something will, usually a car, could be a bit of machinery or something like that. We'll run out of a certain type of component. You know, there's like a constant string of getting electronic components from abroad, and because of customs and other restrictions, quite often they have to do like a little dance around countries, which is something I organise, and with the help of my volunteers, you know. And yeah, like, you know, we've got a like $3,000 goes into that kind of shit every month. You know, electrical tape, fucking, you know, electrical tape and cable ties and hot glue and a spool for the 3D printer and solder for the soldering machines, etc, etc, etc. That all costs money. And then, you know, we're maintaining like 18 fucking second-hand cars on rough roads, you know, that get driven fast. So, you know, there's unfortunately not a single one of the cars I was able to get was new, and Ukrainian roads and war, and, you know, I mean, one of the vehicles I've got has been hit by an FPV twice, you know, and we're still driving it. So ideally, in a perfect world, I'd like all the lads to have Hiluxes, you know, but a decent Hilux is 10 grand a pop. So what we have to do is get like 5 or 6 grand Hiluxes, and then accept the fact that some welding and whatnot is going to need to be done, and we'll get it done in Ukraine. So yeah, money. If you want to see that kind of stuff, if you want to help the UAV company of the 34th Marines in Kherson, if you want to help them maintain the heightened state of readiness and you know, usefulness against the enemy, I'm not very good at American buzzwords, sorry, but yeah, if you want to help that unit keep smashing the pederasty, then keep fucking sending me money and I'll keep making sure everything runs, because that's what we built together, basically. Financially speaking, as for myself, I saved up lots of my wages, and I'm sat on a relatively comfortable cushion of money right now, so I can take 6 months off to do the book. I've started to get little bits of narration work. There's an AI cartoon that's coming out that's going to be on the BBC soon, and yeah, I narrated about Operation Spiderweb for that, which I had nothing to do with Operation Spiderweb, by the way, just to be clear. I'm merely narrating the story because I happen to be like British and a drone pilot. But you know, you never know. Maybe there's a future for a lisping plastic scouser doing voiceovers. So yeah, what I'm saying is I have not become a volunteer that needs to live off your donations. We're still at a state where, despite the fact that a lot of you guys send me money, and say get the dog some treats, I never fucking have. That's what wages are for. You know what I mean? I have once, from a Canadian senior officer, bought myself a Makita drill because he sent me like 500 quid and was like, I insist you get yourself something for yourself. So I bought tools which can still be used for work, but it's not the army's drill, it's my fucking high-end Makita. It's like the most powerful Makita battery drill they do. We'll fucking drill anything smoothly, perfect torque, great. Anyway, I'm a bloke, I like tools. So yeah, that's it. So what I'm saying is, if you guys go on, gives a fiver, £5 a month, keeps funding the unit and keeps allows us to maintain the good stuff we've built, cope with any problems, and gradually build things up. I was hoping that we could get it to a point where like 5,000 people gave £5 a month, and that's, you know, plenty. That's plenty of money for like a platoon or a fat platoon of drones. But as we're expanding, we need more. So the more of you who give £5 a month, the more my unit, the more the curse on flank stays safe, and the more we keep just smashing the enemy they send every day, you know, as a matter of business. So yeah, that's what we built together. Let's keep it up. Anyway, it's goodbye from me, Joe McDonald at Big Mac's Battle Blog. One sock. Come on. It's goodbye from my sleeping pooch. Look photogenic, you bastard. Hey, you know. And as always, to our pro-Russian and Vatnik listeners, Idi Nohoy Zalupa.